Egypt, and we are going to start with Al Ahly. Egypt's Al Ahly need time to improve. These were some of the statements said by the Portuguese new coach, relatively new coach. Am I pronouncing his name right?
Pizarro.
Pizarro,
yeah.
Ahly manager Jose Pizarro says his side still needs time to improve after being handed his first defeat of the season in a 1-0 Egyptian League loss to Al Maqassa. The Portuguese Pizarro, who replaced Fathi Mabrouk at Al Ahly's helm in the close season, enjoyed an excellent start new tenure, having led the Reds to 3 consecutive league wins without conceding a single goal. Whenever it comes to I'm not going to say the tenure of Pizarro in Al Ahly because I cannot judge at the moment. It's still that too soon to say that if he is coping with the surroundings or no. He is not Garrido and he is not Fathi Mabrouk.
Yes.
So we need time to improve.
Yes.
How much time should we give him to feel or to touch on the ground this kind of improvement he's talking about?
Actually, if we look to Pizarro case, very simple. He will have 46 days. At this time, I can say it's take it or you will leave. Very simple. Because it's not about him only. It's about the board. It's a very difficult situation for the board for Ahly Club because this is the last chance. They decided to go for what they think it's right for the club. Against all Ahly fans' direction. That's mean, and the interesting part that Ahly fans was Pizarro, even they're not convinced that he's the right person, which is very good spirit from the Ahly fans. That's mean, now we are in the stake. This guy, he should, I can say, make it done or he and the board will leave. He's trying, his profile is very clear. He's trying to be, he's following what the expat, I can say, and the foreigner is doing. He was in the pyramids days ago and he posted his picture. He's trying to be, he's using Twitter and Facebook to attract the Ahly fans. But the critical point now, after the 46 days, I cannot evaluate him now because we don't know actually what he's doing. He keeps trying and all. But the interesting part in him, again, we're just making observations that he's very interested in the player's discipline. When they asked him why Malik Yvonne is out, because he's saying that he's careless. Why Amr he's careless. That's mean he's trying to have a kind of discipline within the team, and I think it's something that's required.
And he said it in that clear and obvious way. Ivona was gaining weight in just an unacceptable way.
Yeah,
and he doesn't have this self-commitment.
Yeah.
Pizarro was expecting from him as a pro, I may say.
That's true.
And to be accurate, don't you think that Pizarro is trying to follow suit or follow the steps of the other
Mr.
Jose?
Garrido? Actually,
no, Manuel Jose. I mean, as a Portuguese and who was, one of the most successful coaches of Al Ahly.
There's a difference here between a coach who have a kind of techniques and skills, and there is a person with techniques and skills and personality and profile. Pizarro can be a good coach, but he's a good leader. We don't know yet. Jose was having both. He's a good, in the technical part, we can make changes in the team, making kind of changes and different plans, make it. Plus, he's a person with a leadership skill. He's a person who can influence. The person can communicate with them. We can't assure that Pizarro, especially his CV, didn't show that till now. That means we can't say that till now. But maybe after a while he can show that. Maybe the environment allow him to do that. But till this moment, he's a good coach. He's not a good leader. We don't know if he have such type of charisma or not. Trying to follow. What I can see that he's following the advice he received from the board, like where there is a kind of careless between employees, there is a lot of fight. That means he had an advice and he's trying to correct it. Hope is something good. If this will be workable with the Ahly players, they have a lot of stars in the team now. After 46 days, he should put his finger in the team itself. Is this going to be happened or not? This is the point. The good point that he only lost 3 points. It's a deal. His main competitor is lost 2. That means he's in a good shape in all cases. That means he can return. 46 days, a good period for him to having a kind of chemistry between players, select 11, because he changed a lot. Today, Amr Gamal in, tomorrow he's out. Today, Malik Ahmad is inside, tomorrow he's outside. That means after this period, I think we can advise. At the end of the day, the interesting part, he has a big team. The team could support him.
Big team, but we cannot deny that there are some missing parts of the puzzle. I mean, that there are some positions in which he needs to fill gaps in. In a specific, the goalkeeping.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we should say that, or we should admit that there's a problem. But tell you something for Al-Ahli, I think it's all over the clubs in Egypt. But let's move to Al-Zamalek, since we've started with Al-Ahli. Egypt called up 10 Zamalek players ahead of Chad World Cup qualifiers. Egyptian coach Hector Cooper has called up to 10 players from Al-Zamalek and 2 goalkeepers from other clubs for those games against Chad in the African qualifiers for the 2018 Russia World Cup. Egypt will play Chad on the 14th of November away, 3 days before hosting them at home. Well, Omar Gaber, Ahmed Tawfiq, Tariq Hamid, Mahmoud Kahraba, Ibrahim Salah, Ahmed Hassan, Mikki, and Basim Morsi. The goalkeepers, Sumuhaz Al-Mahdi Sliman and Petrojat Muhammad El-Shinnawi. Well, to add to those players, as far as I know, Hossam Ghali is going to return back
as a captain,
as holding the captain band.
Yes, that's true.
For the national team.
That's true.
And Hector Cooper is trying. I mean, he is also going to bring, I don't know Mohamed Salah if he's going to be there or no after this injury of today.
I don't think. Minimum 2 weeks.
Okay, and also Mohamed Abd Shafi was excluded. We are going to have the details about the Pharaohs outside, or our talents abroad, to evaluate who is going to join our national team. But tell me about those choices I've just listed by Cooper.
I can consider Cooper is a good coach. He's a person can make it fit, can make it happen at the end of the day. Yes, Salah is a weighted player for him, but I don't think that it will affect the team currently. He actually make Ramadan Sobhi out, and this is a quick remark on that, but I can agree with him in that, by the way. That's mean people saying, why Ramadan out? Ramadan should be out. Because he's not playing football. He's playing alone. He's playing like I'm alone in the playground. It's not making sense for him as a coach. He's a person concentrated. I don't think Salah's absence will affect the team badly, because currently he can make a good mix. He's facing a challenge because everybody's saying that he's selected from Ahli and Zamalek only. Today there is actually a kind of word from Mido against him. He's saying that this is not fair. But at the end of the day, this is fair at this stage, because at the end of the day, he needs to pass this match as an important step. I think he can make a good mix in that, and I think they will make a good result. The challenge in the match itself, not only about the selection, because till now we don't know where they will play. Which is big question mark in that. Are they going to play in Alex or Burj Al Arab? We don't know yet. It's the interesting part will support them that officially there is 25,000 of the fans should be attending the match. I can say, it's something supportive to him. Cooper can make it happen. He have a good. Currently, he have a better team than before. The point you mentioned about Hossam Ghali is very important, because in the past we have a person who can take
lead.
Yeah, exactly.
Maestro. This was my coming question. Regarding Hossam Ghali, we are not going to question his talent. But he is needed for the national team, not only because his talent, because of he's just that talented player, but because of being, as you have just mentioned, the leader of a maestro, or someone who is going to lead the harmony among our players. But the very same dilemma. Is it that sufficient for the players to gather in a camp just a few days before the qualifier, before this decisive match? Or we are going once again to find that the lack of harmony is going to be the same reason behind the lack of performance?
You mentioned first a very important point. When we are talking about the team, it's not only about the competences of the skills. Sometimes you need a good example. You mentioned about Manuel Goza. Manuel was doing something interesting. He's saying Barakat is the most suitable person, but he's a person can create the environment within the camp itself. This is actually how the leader thinking. Maybe even he's not playing, but his role is very important as a leader. Very important for them to to be together before the match, because last match it's a big fight between the biggest two, between Hazem and itself. They need to have fun, they need to I can say engage with each other inside the camp itself in a good way. In a good way, I mean, this is what reflected the match. But if they went once, it will not be positive. It's very important to have that, such type of gathering, and not only gathering and the kind of a leader who engages them. Sometimes it's not Hussam Ghali himself. Sometimes it should require Kober or Osama Nabi, for example, to play this role. Like, guys, it was a match and it ended, and we need to start. This is very important, but if they went once, it will not be good for us.
And I don't know why I feel that there's something strange, in specific in Al-Ahli during the training. For example, what we have heard today about Sharif Hazem and Ahmed Sheikh, and about the fight which erupted between both of them, to the extent that Al-Ahli's board decided to fine them financially.
Double. They find them double this time.
This is, I mean, this is ridiculous.
Ridiculous,
and this is not at all what we knew about Al-Ahli and Al-Ahli players in specific. Do you think that because of their age they are too young, or that they are that new to Al-Ahli, or?
No, actually, Ahli is considered as an organization. There is a problem in the top, because if you find the boss is doing mistakes, the team will do mistakes. Member of the board itself doing a silly basic mistakes. And talking to media in the wrong way.
But one of the most important reasons behind the success of Al-Ahli is that separation. I mean, whenever it comes to administration, it's something, and the players or the technical staff, it's something else.
Yeah, but if you return it to the past, you'll find the board member, they have their own image. They have their own, they're not talking to the media. They're not. Then it's less mistake. Any fight, we're saying a very important word, but people misunderstand it. Integrity. Integrity doesn't mean that it's money or a PS even. No. Integrity, that's mean inside the meeting, I disagree, you mention your point of view, we agree in something, all of us the same voice. Now it's not the situation. There is a lot of board member is not acting professionally in that. I think they don't have experience, they don't have a leadership in that to do it. It will reflect down. It's very simple. If the boss is not doing it rightly, it will go down. Before, it never happened. That the board itself.
And because of this, I've never heard in the past 2 months or maybe more, Mahmoud Al-Khatib uttering a single word to the media. Maybe because he is, as I say, from the old guards.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Taking you to the Egyptian Samba or Al-Ismaili. I don't know if this was a nice or a correct, a just decision or no. Al-Ismaili reject the resignation of Ahmed Hussam Mido as their head coach. Egyptian club Al-Ismaili have rejected the resignation of head coach Ahmed Hussam Mido, who decided to leave his post after Sunday's league loss to Al Dakhliya. Club President Mahmoud Abu Saoud has rejected Mido's resignation. The coach will be in charge of the team starting from Wednesday's training session. And by the way, to continue with this, whenever it comes to the ranking of the Egyptian league to the moment after 4 weeks, Dakhliya with 12 points from 4 matches, meaning the full mark we have, and then followed by Al Zamalek, then Al Ahli, then Al Ismaili. So Al Dakhliya is on top. Congratulations for our policemen. Regarding this issue of Al Ismaili, what this a hasty decision from Ahmed Hussam Mido to introduce his resignation? Was it right from Mohammed Abu Saoud to say that no, you will continue till the end of the season at least? Which is which?
I don't think that, answering your question, I don't think Mido will spend a lot of time in Ismaili. Because the profile of Mido is not, Ismaili is not that, I can say, it's not an organization, it's not structured club. It's more of, kind from fans, from Ismailia city itself and the environment there. He needs to adapt to that, which is not easy to do that. They are very easy, can change their mindset, they are very easy, can have a kind of emotion. Even if the last match they went 4-0, but I can say in one, I can say one step up. But I don't think he can fit in a different club. Ahmed Hassan was very smart going to Betrojat because it's a structured company. He can. I don't think they're doing that in Ismaili because they're finding that they're relying on Mido and they're thinking he brings them a good player, the relationship with the club and all that. They're trying to retain him in the club itself. But with the first pressure from the fans itself, maybe he will be out. This is a fact. Because even the Port of Ismaili, when you're trying to analyze what they're doing, all their actions and reactions based on the fans. I hear that one time, because the fans don't need this. It's not a professional language of the chairman of the club. We have respect for it, but we are just analyzing it from management perspective.
There's something wrong with the Ismaili, I mean, for the past few years. I mean, for example, when we remember Manuel José when he was here, and when he was in his last tenure with Al Ahly. Exactly, he took how many players from Ismaili? Ismaili was just a generator. Ahmed Fathi, Mohammed Barakat, Saeed Mawad. I mean, I'm not going to list all the names because sure, I'm going to. After that, it's all the time we are hearing about losses. And they moved from Brazilian coach to Ahmed Saliman to I don't know whom. I mean, there's something wrong. I mean, is it the management? Is it to give the fans more something which is not the right to interfere that much into the performance of whether the administration or the technicians, the players, and the technical staff there? What?
It means the challenge in not only in Ismaili, in most of the clubs in Egypt, that the source itself, the management itself, they are not understanding the principle of management. If I have a good player and I offer him, I gain money, I should invest it to bring another player, and then we grow. But the mindset of he's taking and keep crying for a player and making games, it's not in business at all. If you'd like to pay him money. By the way, for example, Ahmed Hagali was returning back to Ismaili, and he said that several times. They offered them first to return back, but they don't have the cash to pay him. That means it's a kind. As a board member and chairman, you should have a plan. This money should be invested, and this will bring us a good player. We should bring a new. This is the type of. But the concept here is different in Egypt. Oh, he's taking this, and I can be a good school, and at the end of the day, what Ismaili objective? And then such type of clubs in UK, for example, their concentration in the cup itself, because we will focus 100% to do it. We'll give our attention to do that because we know that it's one match and other match and we can win. Of course, but they don't have that. Every time they're saying, we'd like to be. If I'm in the seat of the chairman of Ismaili, my objective to be from the top 4.
Golden Square.
Exactly. And then
go to the Confederation Cup or to the Champions League.
But they don't have that. They are very emotional. They are very. Most of them even, they come to the seat because they're popular in the city.
And that's it.
They have experience or that, yeah. It's not that structured way.
Shikabala is going to be one of the popular names. Mainly after the goal of yesterday, the first one in years for Shikabala.
Yeah, exactly. But he needs to lose weight and take care of himself.
He needs to lose a lot of kilograms. Exactly. Yeah. And taking you to our national team, Egypt dropped 6 places. Algeria lose African lead as Belgium top FIFA ranking. And I think this is very much normal. Egypt lost 6 full positions in the FIFA Globe for November. The Pharaohs from top 10 to the 57th place. The FIFA World Ranking, October position, entre parenthèses, okay. Belgium, Germany, Argentina, Portugal, Chile, Spain, Colombia, Brazil, England, Austria. The top 5 African teams, Ivory Coast, Algeria, Ghana, Cape Verde, Senegal. Top Arab teams, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, UAE, and Morocco. Normal? Normal.
Our focus should be different. Our focus that we have an objective to gain the point for African Cup and World Cup. This is our objective. We be very upset of that because I think currently we can be in a good shape on that. The interesting part is Belgium. They're very
and we have no excuse. The coming headline is talking about the fans. You have just mentioned that just minutes ago, but let's continue with this. Fans allowed to attend Egypt's World Cup at home to Chad. 25,000 fans will officially back Egypt in the 2018 World Cup. The Pharaohs opened their qualifying campaign when they play Chad on the 14th of November, 3 days before hosting them at Alexandria's Burj Al Arab, or this is, I think, is going to be decided according to the weather.
Yes.
to what extent do you think that those 20,000 people or 25,000 fans are going to do something, or are going to have this balance for the Egyptians here?
We need to consider different things while we are talking about that. First, where the match will be in. Because sometimes, for example, if you're doing it in a stadium for the people, they're attracted to go. We need to say football like that. Make it funny for the people. Don't tell them I'll do, for example, in a far place and you expect families to be there. This is the first point. Second point, which is very important. While I somehow have in the port of Ahli itself, they treated the people attending the training is very smart. They're treating it like, let it go. Take it easy. It's not a competition between the fans and the people organizing the match. This is the core, actually, issue. It's kind of fighting. Saying that I will win the game. No, let it go. Take it simple. Just have your security process. Just have your, actually, I can say, all consideration. But don't consider they're against you. Even if they do something wrong, you should understand the culture of dealing with the fans, with 20,000. And it's happened a lot before. This is actually was a very important
Where
point.
it's going to take place, this encounter, this should be decided first, second, and 10th, maybe, according to the Ministry of the Interior.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to securing the place, it is going to be the sole reason behind choosing this stadium and leaving this. I think that this is going to be, or should be, the first priority. I don't know if you agree or no.
Yeah, I agree. But at the end of the day, workable, we can do it. You understand? That sometimes it needs a kind of flexibility in taking such a decision. Security and safety is first, because we'll not accept any damage for
any
person.
violations of law.
Exactly.
And any damages or any injuries or anything to spoil our joy having our fans back.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But dealing with it smart is very important. Like sometimes there is something wrong, but if you try to attack it now, it will be a big damage. It's happened before. It needs a smart, I can say, mindset to deal with it.
Thinking out of the box.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, this is a little earlier. Egypt, Salah scores, wins penalty as AS Roma beat Leverkusen 3-2. But today, unfortunately, Mohamed Salah was badly injured in another win by Roma against Lazio. But I don't know, and in fact it was such a horrible picture or horrible image to see Mohamed Salah just take side with all the surroundings saying that it's a very serious injury. But some good news, Egypt, Salah on shortlist for 2015 African Player of the Year award. I hope that it's not going to be that serious. What happened to him? I don't know.
Actually, I think it will be from 2 weeks to 2 months. It will not be. I was watching the match online, but I realized that the guys kicked him badly, and the coach is very upset. Roma's coach is very upset.
Sure.
The minimum will be 2 weeks as he announced, and the maximum should be 2 months. We have just 2 weeks. Yeah.
We wish him a speedy recovery, whether he's going to participate or no in the coming national team games, but have a speedy recovery, man. Ronaldo is tired, and Ronaldo is tired of Messi comparisons. But this is going to last forever, I think. Cristiano Ronaldo said that he's tired of comparisons with Lionel Messi and appreciates that some people must dislike his personality or the way he's football. This is professional to say so?
Yeah, it's professional because at the end of the day, no one likes comparisons. There is no, he don't talk badly about Messi. But at this stage of Ronaldo, I think he's thinking seriously about his career. I think he will be out of Real Madrid. And it was very clear last match. There's a tough discussion between him and the chairman of the club, or I can say, the CEO of the club. And it was not an healthy discussion as a whole before the match. He's considered as an, I don't like to say that, the CEO of Real Madrid is, I don't like to say immature, but a person with his egos and profile. And it was a tough discussion. I don't think that he will be there a lot. Paris Saint-Germain is asking him to join badly. Yeah. And I guess he can make achievement because the people in Paris, mainly in France, is crazy.
By the way, it seems that it's going to be a fight whether inside or outside. He's tired from the comparison against Messi. And he's not going to be tired with what he's going to face with Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
He will not, because he will be the top there. Well, there is no comparison. Even he loves him a lot, but I don't think there will be that
No,
comparison.
I mean their way of dealings. I mean, their behavior. Their behavior. I mean, you would find that they are a little bit not bizarre or weird, but they have their way. They have their way.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah, that's true. It's like it's like Totti, for example, in Italy. He is most popular there. But if he went to this club, it will be totally different because he will go with a different arrangement. You are the boss. It will not be. It will be in a direct way, but you'll feel it. At the end of the day, the fans need the person who scored goal for them.
Sure.
Yeah.
And let's end with some good news here with the squash. Egypt's Shorbagy, I cannot wait till next battle with Gauthier. World number one. I like the word. World number one. And by the way, both, whether men or women, are Egyptians. Yes. Mohammed Shorbagy and Ranim Al-Walidi on the other hand. World number one, Shorbagy, is happy after winning the prestigious Qatar Classic Trophy for the second time. Well, he has expressed his great delight after beating Frenchman, the veteran great squash player Gregory Gaultier, to clinch the Qatar Classic title. This was on Friday, and the game lasted for 58 minutes, and it was as follows: 11-5, 11-7, 5-11, 12-10. Before saying that it was one of the most important achievements we had these days in squash, we should also congratulate Noor Sherbini, despite the fact that she lost the final, but she did it, and she defeated Nicole David, the legend of squash, the one who was reigning, or who was on top of the ranking for years, till Ranim Al-Walidi did it and stole the position from her. So congratulations to Shorbagy and to Noor and to Ranim and to all our big names of squash, and we wish a speedy recovery for Rami Ashour, as Rami did not participate in this Qatar Classic as he was injured. We hope that he is going to have a speedy recovery and to participate in many of the international championships. We have 5 players in each, in the top 10 of each.
Yes.
Ranim and Mohammed Shorbagy on top of both rankings, so congratulations. We are going to speak in detail about hosting World Championships and how to benefit from these things, as we do have next month, inshallah, the squash championship.
Yes.
We also have the handball and the World Cup, and also the 2021, and last but not least, the modern pentathlon World Championship.
That's true.
A lot of things and a lot of championships and a lot of marketings which should take place from now, starting from now. After the short break, we are going to be back, so stay tuned only on Nile TV International with this very special episode of Score Sheet. Welcome back. Muhammad, let's start with the squash. And let's start with the squash for two reasons. Number one, because it's next month. It's in December, inshallah. Number two, because our figures of squash are famous worldwide.
Yes.
How we can benefit from that?
This is very important point. Usually, there is a kind of reward for these people and getting a benefit from that. There is two techniques to do that. First, to make it financially, which is something sometimes we can do for a budget reason. That means we can't give them a lot of money. But the second point, which is very important, that we should reward them in a different way. My question very simple. Why those people didn't work like an ambassadors for us? If we are going for very important events, why they are not opening the event? They need to feel that. They need to feel such type of value of them. We need to make a kind of polishing and marketing through them and using them. Currently, we are not doing that. It doesn't mean only you need to pay money. Rewarding for those people and getting a benefit from them, it doesn't mean. It's happened before, and all the time in squash, we are just ranked #1. And usually you have a smart players ranked #1 and 2. But where is the return from that? Where is the return? Those people sometimes need to be an important event, sports event, and even a country event. For example, I don't know, for example, these people attending like VIP events, not only to, first it will be reward to them, second it will be a good introduction to the country itself. This is actually something we are not utilizing. They're hardly trying to find a sponsor by themselves, and the hook is something is very tough because they're not generating, I can say, direct profit to the sponsor. Hook is something should be, as a ministry, you should have a list of sponsors. List of sponsors, and nowadays it's different. If you'd like to take a football, be attached, for example, with squash. You will gain here, maybe you're losing. It's the same concept of insurance. If you'd like to insure your car, it could be attached with your house. High risk with low risk. Such type of concept in making a marketing plan for the country itself exists. That means, at the end of the day, you are gaining from us in this, but please take this part with you. It's part of the deal. Take it or leave it. Such type of way of thinking itself inside the government.
Who should be responsible for that? You mean the federation, the ministry, the cabinet? Who?
First, the ministry itself, because the ministry have a lot of events. They are responsible and they are sponsoring this event, and they're the person controlling the show. Further, after that, it's important because they are responsible for the game itself. That means it's not one person responsibility, but if there is a project or event, the person or the organization who is responsible for that should be taking care of that. It's a country at the end of the day managed by the ministry, and under that every person can come. We have I can say, a sophisticated modern guy in the seat itself, but such type of thinking, it's not his job. It's the team job that you need to think like that. That means my job should be concentrated on that.
You know why I've asked this question? Because what you're saying is great, but I don't know if this can be implemented on the ground or no. I mean, should we have a team for marketing in each federation? For example, I do have 5, as I said, 5 males and 5 females. I mean, the players of squash who are top ranked. Should I have a team or people who has this mission, or who do have this mission, only this mission to propagate for them?
It's not should, it must be. This is the new concept of doing business. It must be to face it, because simply who is the person can think about outside the box and can create ideas and can give proposal and can look for a sponsor. It's not the chairman, it's not his job.
And it's not the players, it's not their families.
Exactly. This person, his job, your job is to, like his KPIs, generate 5 events.
Let me be more frank. Do we have private entities here in Egypt who can shoulder this responsibility?
For sure, there's a lot of organization. Marketing as a concept can be applied can be applied for everything. I can give you one example. Recently, Al-Ahli hired Haytham Arab. What Haytham doing? Haytham using the technology. Haytham, in one of his speeches, when he's talking about, he's saying that Wael Gum'a told him, we'll never get a player like Malik Yvonne. He told him, let's try. He have a list of the player. Who's the best in the market? What is the player? This is the way, now we can say that Ahli for a first time.
This is scouting.
scouting, and he was
This is another issue.
Yeah, but at the end, he's using the technology, the management itself, to capture that. Same for marketing. If you have I'll give you an example. The organization arranged it for when in I think 2007, when 100 years passed in Ahli Club, and they're having a big ceremony. It was extremely nice because it's organized by a marketing company. For sure, Ibrahim Al-Muallim was a chairman for that. But at the end of the day, he didn't do it. With the marketing campaign, and they gained money from it. This concept should be implemented everywhere. Marketing as a concept and management as a concept can be applied everywhere in the club, because the idea is there. Where is the product, and how can I sell it in the market and gain money? Even squash.
But again, not only one can be responsible for this. We should have a team or an entity.
That's true.
Because, by the way, when you were talking about Haytham Arabi, I felt that it was very much unfair to compare him, for example, with Adli Qiyai.
No.
And when it comes to the one who was engineering the issue for who is going to leave and whom is going, I'm going to have, and I do have in mind just a map of players from all over the world, whether from the Arab, African or international arena. This should not be the task of one person.
That's true. That's true.
If you permit me to say so.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
But let me move from football, because football is is very much complicated than squash.
Is the same.
Same in what sense?
I'll tell you. If you, as a marketing person, have an ideas to the sponsors like that. For example, if you are organizing an event in a place like Ghana, okay, at this time, it's very easy to find who is the person interested in Ghana market, who is the person need to sell their product there, and then we can organize. Wait, if we are doing this, this is the discussion with the business.
May I give you an example?
Sure.
Just to maybe to simplify what I'm trying to say. Rami Ashur and Nicole David, they did such a great job when they were trying to propagate for squash to be included into the Olympic Games.
That's true.
And they made a lot of efforts, a lot of tours and promos to be shown all over the globe. We didn't know about it. We have not heard even about it. People just knew online. And those who cares about squash or who are fans of squash, whose fault is this?
Actually, it's our fault. Because our fault.
Our meaning the Egyptians, the ministry, the leadership.
No,
who?
First, the ministry itself. Second, is the federal responsible for that. Because at the end of the day, you have a tool, you have a product. At the end of the day, the sports is a product. You need to sell it. You find the person who is be responsible for that. But at the end of the day, if I'm an investor in Egypt now, my question to you, why should I do that? At the end of the day, there's a kind of return. Such a type of marketing discussion should be included, like you'll be a main sponsor for 1, 2, 3. Like at the end of the day, for example, last time the event itself organized very good in squash, for example, in Qatar. Why? Because there is a sponsor doing it like that. There is a sponsor doing it. It can be attached with I can say, they can make it like an entertainment day, attached with music parts, attached with what? Sports now is not sports, it's life.
Not life. To my point of view, whenever it comes to what we are talking about, unfortunately, we are not dealing with the sports as an industry yet.
Yeah.
And sports became an industry whether we like it or not.
That's true.
Let's move from, okay,
I'll
go
give
ahead.
you a last example.
Okay.
If I have a good marketing team in squash, like a week, okay? It's not only about squash. I'm not a fan of squash, for example. Then, at this time, you'll find, for example, I can say a concert or party or whatever attached to it. Then the people will be attached. They can fly to attend it, and they will attend the matches.
This exactly what happened with many of Al Ahram championships of squash taking place in Hurghada for years. I was honored to cover them for more than once, for 5 or 6 times, and by the end of each championship or event, you would find such a concert, and this concert includes a lot of Egyptian superstars. You would find people coming from all over Egypt to attend, and by the way, even when it comes to the foreigners or the tourists, they were that key to join whether the games, the matches, or the concert. Last time it was Hakim, by the way.
I'll give you an extremely interesting example. One of the biggest, I'm not talking about sport, I'm talking about management event in the world in US, ended by a very big concert there. You can imagine those people are going to talk about the strategy and planning. And it's 7 days, 5 days working, and 6 days like a break, and 7 days. It's a very big concert in Egypt, and it includes, for example, Will Smith, a very big famous. I was seeing it because they need to attract you to go to US to attend the event. It's not even sport, it's purely management event. You can imagine, it's organized by Sharp, it's non-profitable organization, for example. You can imagine how these people making a market. If I'm even thinking to go or not, it would be include fun as well.
Sure.
Why not? Just such type of thinking need to be
out of the box once again. But let's move from squash to handball, because handball is going to be, inshallah, next January, and the one we have or clinched the title of being the hosting country of it's going to be in 2021, inshallah, and after such a battle with Hungary. And by the way, also we were battling, or we were fighting Hungary in a way, of course, over in such a positive way for the World Championship of Modern Pentathlon, which is going to take place in Egypt, inshallah, also in 2017. Is it different? I mean, should apply the same way of thinking on handball and on modern pentathlon, or because we have in squash bigger names, I should say, or more famous ones, it's going to be different?
First, I would like to thank the minister itself, while we are saying that they need to do more, because I think he contributes a lot to make it done, and Mr. Hassan Mustafa in doing it, because we can't ignore that. Okay,
Hassan Mustafa is the president of the International Union of Handball, and of course he is an Egyptian.
Yeah, okay. It's kind of support work is something positive. All countries making a success in that, they have a plan for it. Plan first, it's not the ministry. You should have a committee. It's not about the organizing the event itself. The story is bigger. First, you need to have a plan from now going to the event itself. Not plan A, plan A. And plan B and plan C. What's happened if we didn't achieve the first one, and what happened if we didn't achieve? Such type of planning should be, not waiting till the last minute. I repeat it again. Please don't wait till the last second or a minute and then saying we have a World Cup.
And do not think about the 5-year time as such a long way to come and such a very long period to come. No, those 5 years just can pass, and we can find ourselves waiting or hoping that it's going to be postponed or delayed because we are not ready to do what we want to do. And we are number 4 worldwide when it comes to the juniors. So after 5 years, those juniors are going to be our national team.
That's true.
By the way, this is part of the Zamalek match in the final of Africa. And by the way, also Zamalek did it today, but nationally against Al Ahly, and it was such a marathon as it ended 30-29 in the very last minute. And I should say congratulations to all our superstars of handball.
That's true. That's true. The normal practice here in developing such type of project, first it should be headed by not itself, because the can be changed. But this program should be running as per the plan. For sure, Minister is the key responsible for that. But the challenge we face in Egypt that he can go and someone come and everything is changed. No, this program should be. Like, for example,
a state of institutions, not of individuals.
Exactly. Yeah. And the person who, this is his dream and this is his objective, till it's ended, and he will be rewarded for that. Michel Pelletini was doing it before, and Beckham Power and was engaged in that. Again, Ahli Club did it well when they gave it to Ibrahim Al-Ma'allim while he was out of the board at this time. It was a good example. That means a person have such type of plan. He is a chairman. And you have the authority in different organizations, the authority. It's not about, first, it's about the technical part, how our team will be prepared. Second, about the, I can say, the playground, the stadiums and all that need to be ready, and I can say committee for that. Third, which is very important part, how we attract people to come to Egypt to attend that. We need to think about Egypt Air as our partner in that. Because, and they're saying, why I don't fly to Egypt? Because it's very expensive. Why I don't have an, I can say, shorter flight? In Europe, you can fly. I remember I flight one time from UK to Germany. I think I paid like 30 euros or something like that. It's less than a pass to go there. That means we need to think about that. What is our people will not think that people will think there's an event in Egypt and we sell our product based on the event itself. Like, come to see in Egypt with this price. Then they will start to think, inshallah, at this time the security and safety wise will be better and the people will be attached to us to come. But such type of planning, it needs to be not a normal flight. Hotels should be attached to the package itself. The places we organize the event should be attached. We need to think as its marketing plan. Everybody was talking about the supermarket between Ahli and the Malik and how it was fancy. It was not about the Malik. We make a plan and marketing plan for the Malik itself. We should have such type of things. We have a lot of talent in Egypt to do that. We have a lot of smart people working in the private business and working with the government. But we need a kind of authority and responsibility for the event itself. Please, let's think different about that. Even if we need to build, for example, a stadium in Sharm el-Sheikh or whatever, if we have, yes, if we don't have, that means we need to prepare. 5 years, it's not that far.
It's not that far. And if you're talking about stadiums, how many millions were spent on Aswan Stadium?
Yes, that's true. And you are not
millions.
Yes.
And we are not using it and should use.
That's true. That's true.
And this is about football, of course. Yeah. But as you've just mentioned, 5 years are not that long, are not that far.
That's true.
But because we are running out of time, how to use the players? I mean, the faces who are famous in that field in a specific worldwide, how to let them be integrated into this. And that they do have another mission. In addition to playing, also to be an image for the game. It's
a very interesting point because we don't have in Egypt the kind of making stars and polish them and publish them to the media. First, everything we're doing in okay, something there's no value. Thanks for this channel because it's in English, that means people can see it. But other channels, what is the value bringing them? We should have a concept of making a star. He's a talent in what he's doing and he's achieving, but he needs a person to explain to him where he will have a speech. We need to have a person who can have or organization, I can say a person, organization that this person will have a speech or an, I can say an interview in international magazines.
How to deal with media.
How to
deal with fans.
How to deal with externals.
In general.
Exactly, this is very important. That those people, what we are doing internally in the country, it's internal issue, will not give a value for us. Give value for us going to those places. For example, sponsor, I can't mention name for specific events. Those people they have an agenda for that. And they're inviting those people to attend. But we should have a direct contact with them. Not only the marketing team in Egypt, the global marketing team. We have a star. Okay. Can this person, I want to mention name, can be the model for you? It can be.
Sure.
Okay. Such type of thinking maker, who is this guy? Oh, he's in
kinds of rackets for the squash players. Kinds of helmets when it comes to modern pentathlon who are using helmets for the shooting or in equestrian. I mean, we do have a lot of ideas.
Yes.
One final question. This can be done only by the government or by the ministry, or the private sector should be there or have the lion's share, to be accurate, because they are much more experienced and they want to have benefits. I mean, they care about how they're going to
it's business.
I mean, to exert all efforts. I mean,
it should be led by the government itself.
Okay.
Because private sector will not be allowed except if there is an investment. I can say preparation for that. I'll give you just an example.
In 1 minute.
In 1 minute. Last example. One of the very smart things you can do. Have a deal, for example, to get all the items through a shipping line or airline and making a deal with them. Your name will be in the logo, zero cost. All shipment related to any event we have will be zero. And the companies will be getting
the jerseys, the t-shirts the players are going to wear.
Even just will need your like logo as a sponsor, not even the golden sponsor.
The tickets.
Exactly. Now this will such type of thinking, organizing such type of event can make a very positive impact in our society and in our, I can say, business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But government to allow people to do that, expert people need to make it. We should thinking outside the box by meaning thinking out. Don't say it will never happen. Just try it. Have a plan B, have a plan C. Making a committee, strong committee with the person expert in doing it, the person will make a lot of achievement. Give him authorities, give him a budget to do that.
And simply after this, we can.
Exactly. I'm sure we can.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Mr. Mohammed Misbah, our sports analyst and experts when it comes to sports marketing, thank you very much for being with us, and thanks for your input.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Well, by this we come to the end of this episode of Score Sheet. Before we go, please make sure that in the coming 5 years, in the coming years, Egypt can be on top of all the countries around, or at least when it comes to sports, we do have chances. Make bids, try to attract foreign investors, attract even the businessmen who are here. They are going to share and to participate, and raising the Egyptian flag is something which is priceless. So please do it. This is a message from to all who want to think about it, and please out of the box. By this we come to the end of this very special episode of Score Sheet. Till we meet again same time on Nile TV International. On behalf of Dr. Muhammad Rabia, Amr Fathallah, our staff studio 35, myself Nermeen Abdurrahman, many thanks for watching, and as usual, Assalamu alaikum.